Well, welcome into Extra Time. Adrian Healy in the chair with Paul Mariner. He's Ali Moreno. He is Shaq Hislop. You know that. I don't need to tell you.
You have.
Too late now.
We're all basking in the glow of Les Herbiers and their run to the French Cup final, aren't we? I can see that
That's the
glow on your
romance.
face.
That's the romance that Ali's been looking for since France.
Third division French football is where
I'm sure
it's at.
that French soccer fans, when they see Les Herbiers, they feel that romance, that magic.
Just saying it.
No one
makes it
quite
feel all
pronounces it like
romantic.
you either. Not even the French.
You love a bit of cup romance, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It is what it's all about.
Hey, do you know that I actually scored in a cup competition against this guy?
You're joking.
Which cup? The Open Cup?
U.S. Open Cup, yeah.
Well,
Tell us.
Maybe you can give us a brief
fascinated.
play-by-play of how
Yeah,
that
well,
all happened.
it was wonderful. It was my kind of range, I got to tell you that much. As the ball is played over the top.
So wait, this is Houston against Dallas?
Dallas, yes.
In the Open Cup?
Yes.
2006?
2006.
Yeah.
And as the ball is played over the top,
Goalie?
and there are some difficulties defensively for FC Dallas. Misheader, the ball is bouncing.
So
Shaka is coming out on rushing with that athleticism that you expect from Shaka.
I can just picture it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then him and the central defender decide, Greg Vanny at the time, by the way.
It was Greg Vanny?
Yes.
Yeah. Now
They
Toronto coach.
take each other out. And there I am. I'm like, wait a minute. The ball just bounced right in front of me, 3 yards out, open goal, beautifully done. That's right.
You accepted the gift.
Oh, yes, I did.
Charitable donation.
Yes, I did.
Shaq.
Yes, I did. Hey, Shaq.
Shaq,
He's always been.
You remember that, Shaq?
you remember what your coach used to say?
I don't remember that at all.
Communication.
Yes.
Absolutely
Well,
key.
there was no
Communication,
communication.
Chief.
Yeah.
What
How I
happened?
remember it. It's not how I remember it at all.
Did you get injured?
No.
Pride, maybe.
You got heartbroken?
You know, I gave it the old
a
one.
tear
Okay,
to my
I'm
eye.
going to run just to kind of put pressure on this. And then they took each other out. I was like, okay, well,
Did you celebrate wildly
Oh,
after
yeah.
that open goal
Oh,
tapping?
yeah. Well, yes, of
It
course
was
I
the
did.
Texas Derby. You had
Can
to,
I
yeah.
tell
So
you?
there was no embarrassment at all?
Oh, heck no. I went and celebrated with the people.
Can I just say I don't remember this at all?
I'm hugging kids.
I have no recollection
So
of
Into
this.
the crowd.
I need evidence.
Milord.
I need evidence
No evidence.
of such an
We'll find
occurrence.
it. We'll find it. It's out there somewhere.
Well, shall we go from the 2006 Open Cup to the 2018 Champions League?
Okay. All right, let's do that.
Sort of a segue.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Similar
Similar
level.
tournament.
Yeah.
Bavarian Football Works asks, how much of an advantage, if any, do you think Real Madrid have over Bayern Munich with 7 full days of rest ahead of their Champions League clash? Does that come into play?
Bayern have been resting for the last 3 months. They've just been trotting on and winning 6-0 every weekend.
Yeah. Good point.
Without breaking sweat.
Well, yeah. Listen, I, at this point, you know, I don't buy into this. You got a free week, you got to rest. Teams like Real Madrid thrive on this kind of pressure, thrive on playing weekend to weekend. This is nothing new to them, and I read nothing into the respective clubs' rest periods.
The other thing you would have to say is that, well, if you already have your league wrapped up, then you can rotate. A little rotation.
Yeah.
And then you have no excuse.
But then what about sharpness? Game sharpness.
So this is sharpness,
If you're
and this is rotation.
If you're rotating, are you going to lose some sharpness?
Now, if they play the way they played against Borussia Dortmund, who was supposed to be the team that was going to give them a run for their money, I don't think there'd be a problem with sharpness.
It'll be a good scrap though.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Be a good scrap.
First leg in Munich, that one on Wednesday. Liverpool will be in action on Tuesday. Alan Jude wants to know, why is Bobby Firmino so criminally underrated? Is he criminally underrated?
I don't think he... Look, there was a debate on whether he should have been in the PFA Team of the Year. I think he's pivotal to Liverpool. I mean, look, Klopp sharpened the defence up, yes, with Van Dijk coming in. Keeper sharpened himself up. But the way that Firmino is the focal point as a 9 with movement, you know, it's just, he's a fantastic, he's unselfish, he scores goals, assists, you name it. He's a terrific number 9.
He's done so well this season that he might have just have played himself into a starting position for Brazil in the World Cup. And that takes a lot.
That's saying something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's saying something. But perhaps the reason that you consider him to be underrated would be the fact that he's not scoring goals in bunches. He scores a few here and there, and he scores important goals.
Yeah.
But it's not the guy that is going to give you a hat trick here and a hat trick there and another couple of goals over there. It's just not that kind of player.
He's never been that prolific.
No, he's not that guy.
But if you think about him sliding into that Brazilian side, the way that they play, I think he's probably perfect for him.
Right. Shaka, a question from Pochettino to you, and it's a long paragraph, so I'm going to have to get ready to read this. Shaka, De Gea has won every trophy in England apart from the Champions League, made his 5th appearance in the PFA Team of the Season. What does he have to do now to be regarded as one of, if not the best goalkeeper the Premier League has ever seen?
Well, without question, he's one of the best goalkeepers the Premier League has ever seen. I still.
Who's the best? Do you have Schmeichel up there as the very best?
For me, Schmeichel.
Yeah.
And maybe it's unfair because that Manchester United team was just so good, winning things not just in England but in Europe, which this Manchester United team hasn't done. And maybe that's going against David De Gea in that regard. I also feel, much like David De Gea is doing now, Schmeichel made the big save when needed. It didn't have to be as often as David De Gea has had to, but he was always key to Manchester United. Maybe it takes Manchester United winning significant silverware, both domestically and in Europe, for him to be regarded, for me anyway, up alongside Schmeichel. But Schmeichel was the complete
And of
package.
course was part of that treble-winning team, which doesn't help when it doesn't hurt, does it? When it comes to,
I mean, as good as David De Gea is, as good as shot-stopper he is, I don't think anybody has ever had the presence that Peter Schmeichel has between his sticks.
Let's go back to striker for the final question from Paddy Shamrocks. I don't know if he's a regular provider. Would Fernando Torres to MLS, possibly Chicago, be a good fit, Ali? What do you think?
Well, it's not like Chicago Fire need a striker, to be honest with you.
That's the bizarre thing, isn't it? They have a pretty good striker.
Yeah, so leading goal scorer last season. So in Nemanja Nikolic. So Chicago, I don't know, but Fernando Torres to MLS, yes, I think he still has something in him. And now it's a player that does need service, and it's a player that is not going to create much for himself. So things have to be created for him. But Fernando Torres inside the 18-yard box in an MLS stadium coming somewhere around you or near you, I think it would be something attractive to watch.
Think you can still do damage to the tune of
100%, yeah.
15, 20 goals a year?
It's like Ali said with the Fire Nikolic. I mean, he's a goal scorer. You see him tapping balls in from all over the place. He's a finisher, and he gets service at the Fire. I just wonder, maybe a bit of a smoke screen for the Fire. Maybe DC United maybe get in for it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm talking about a team that can give you service. DC United's not going to give you service.
It's a piece that they haven't got.
Well, it's a piece, but they need more pieces.
Would he help a team like Seattle right now?
I think it'd help a lot of teams.
No, it would help.
Yeah.
It certainly would.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think that it has to be a team that does have pieces in place already.
Look, there's not a team in MLS that doesn't need that proven goal scorer. Look what happened to
Or maybe
Toronto.
the Galaxy are set right now, but
Well, yeah, but look at Toronto. What's wrong with Jovinko and Altidore? I mean, they trotted up with the league.
yeah.
You know, because they've got plenty of goals. That's what you need.
Is that what you were missing in Toronto?
I'm missing a lot of things. Well, all right, to use your little statement, a lot of pieces.
I concur.
How would Fernando Torres do with Le Herbier is a question which perhaps we won't get
I think
to
he'd do
answer.
terribly. I don't think he'd get the service.
Not enough pieces.
Not enough pieces.
No.
Le Herbier, vive Le Herbier is how we finish. Julien
love it,
Laurent
Le
will be on to
Herbier,
discuss Le Herbier.
Are we going over something? Are you
angling a position for Leia?
You're going over, are you?
Every day on ESPN
Do you
Plus.
even know where it is?
Extra Le Herbier
It's in France.
talk, except on Saturday. It's in the Loire Valley.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, that little bit.